First of all, let me thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain our side of the story. In fact, I want to say that as a human being, President Mahama doesn't have to know everything. But when you are running for president, you have to get some good briefing. Obviously, when it comes to Ghana's participation in the WASCE, he's wrong. It's not true that we've pulled out. We are part of WASCE.
WASCE or WAEC? Which is
WASCE. See, WAEC is the examining body. WASCE is the exams. All West Africa.
So like the GCO level?
Yes, the Anglophone West Africa participating in the same exams. And if you look at what happened last year, every year they select 3 top students. 2 of them were from Ghana. If we are not part of WASCE, had the 2 Ghanaian students from St. James topped the WASCE?
Oh, I see. So the exam that we write in WASCE, Nigerians write the same exam.
The same exam,
Sierra Leone, Liberia, they all write
Gambia.
the same questions.
No, actually, there's some variation because there are some exams that Ghana does alone. For example, integrated science. It's a Ghanaian exam.
But it's set by WAEC.
WAEC. So examiners in all the West African countries. So there's some chief examiner for, let's say, chemistry may be from Ghana. But the social studies may be from Nigeria. Another question, subject area may be from another country. So they call something standardization. There are 2 options open to countries. If because of some exigencies, you will not be able to test with the entire West Africa, then the West African chief examiners come together and they set the questions for you, for that particular country. So what it means is that you are doing similar questions just like any other nation, but your time may be a bit different from the rest of the countries in the sub-region. So what happened to Ghana was simply this. During the COVID era, in fact, Ghana decided to test when the other countries said they were not going to. And somehow, later on, they joined. Ghana
decided to test what?
During the COVID era. 2020, 2019. Remember when, in the peak of the COVID, some countries felt like it was not safe enough
to do the exam.
Ghana decided that we'll do the exams, and later on the other countries joined us, and we did a 2019, we did a 2020 together with the entire West Africa. Now, when it goes to 21, our calendar had become a bit different. We were going to school from January, ending in December. So if we were going to test with the other countries, what it meant was that our students were only going to be prepared for 4 months. January, February, March, April, because exams begin in May, the practicals, and then you finish in June. So the question that was posed to us by WAEC was, if you are not testing with that because you don't want to use 4 months preparing your students, then you're going to go through the same exams regimes that they call standardization. The examiners are going to be the same WAEC examiners. Your questions are going to be the same level of difficulty. And when it comes to selection of the top students, you are going to be part of the selection just like...
Just that we take our exam in December?
In December. No, we actually do it in August, September.
Oh, we take our exam in August, September.
And we do it that way because... And that was the reason why we decided to open school this year in December.
Okay.
This
so that our students are recovering faster from COVID than other West African students.
Because our students are getting the accurate number of instructional hours to prepare for the exam. Some of the country decided that they didn't really bother. So if it's 4 months, they will do 4 months. So they just wanted normalcy without looking
but we were determined to give our students adequate preparation.
To do it. So now what has happened to us is that if you look at what our students have done, they've done very well. And now within the next 1 year to 2 years, then we'll come back because our calendar will have done a reset of the calendar so that June testing becomes possible for Ghana. And that's why I want to open schools in December. I know there were some hue and cry about why open school in December, but now we are positioning ourselves to be able to open school in September. In the following academic years.
So that we are back to normal.
We are back to normal.
So you are suggesting that this is what President Mahama's policy advisors had misinterpreted as misunderstood?
No, the thing is this. I don't think there should be no misinterpretation, no misunderstanding. Just talk to WAEC. You call WAEC and say, WAEC, is Ghana still part of WASCE? So I think it's a case of propaganda. Because they wanted to find something to undercut the great achievement of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's WASCE performance. And if you look at what is going on here, it's just a case of propaganda to undercut us. Because there's no other way. If you want to say something factual, WAEC is headquartered in this country. If you don't want to go there, if you call as a former president, somebody will come to your house and brief you. And they will have told him that Ghana is part of the whole WASCE exams. So for him to go out there and talk about that we are testing differently and Ghana has its own set of questions, ask WAEC, Mr. Former President, former Vice President, just call WAEC and ask them, what is the nature? It's a bit technical, so maybe he doesn't understand. But my concern is that if you are running for president, can you get some adequate briefing? He won't call me, but if he calls me, I'll brief him. But at minimum, call WAEC and find out. So WAEC will be able to tell him that Mr. Former President, Ghana is part of WASCE. So his statement is not accurate.
Will Parliament have this information? Because Dr. Clement Apak seems to agree with President Mahama.
Clement Apak choose to agree with what President Clement Apak wants to agree, Dr. Clement Apak.
Yes,
the point of the matter is this. You see, that is what I call the nature of slash and burn politics in our country. It happens around the world, but Ghana cannot afford slash and burn politics. The politics that says, even if my opponent is doing well, I'll cut him into pieces, burn him, and let the world think that he's the worst that the country has ever known, so that I can be elected. It's called slash and burn politics. The slash and burn politics is what President Mahama is doing. He want Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to look so bad that people will say, hey, he's so bad, so I'm better. Mahama is better. But when it comes to education, President Mahama, his accomplishment cannot be compared to that of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.